Hi everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Power of Knowing Forum's LinkedIn Live 147th episode today. We are discussing on the topic of mind reprogramming for entrepreneurs, unlocking creative innovation and business growth. To have this topic discussed, we have Dr. Priti Batra, a holistic growth clarity coach, top motivational speaker voice on LinkedIn. Without further ado, let's bring Dr. Priti Batra onto the podcast event. Hi, ma'am. Good
Good
evening.
evening. Good evening. How are you, Prem Kumarji?
Wonderful, madam. God's grace and all going good so far, madam.
Lovely.
Yeah, madam. I one quick point as we start the session. In your journey, where did you realize the importance of reprogramming of mindset and specifically for business success, madam?
Yeah. So, Prem Kumarji, first of all, let's understand why do we need to reprogram our mind,
Hmm.
right? So, programming is something which we generally do in computers. You must have seen that whenever we are installing a software in the computer, this
Hmm.
is something like the hardware is going to work only when a software is installed.
Right.
Now, if let's say you have bought the best of the hardwares, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But the installed program is Windows 8.
Okay.
So do you really think that the hardware is going to work that way, the way it should be working,
No, it does not. It is not compatible at all.
right?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing, because we've been programmed
Hmm.
to work in a certain manner based on our childhood, because we
Hmm.
learned our physiological response at that point in time. We were children.
Yeah.
So now, if you don't have that DNA of becoming an entrepreneur, then you cannot work on it until and
Hmm.
unless you reprogram your mind to install the entrepreneurial DNA inside you.
So wonderful, man. I never thought in this lines of thinking. You gave a very important point where compatibility has to be checked when you do something on the software side, which is very very uh, important, and people have to understand you will have to be compatible to look at something else. On a personal experience with mind reprogramming, how mindset influences leadership, entrepreneurs often face intense pressure.
Say, if we really go by the psychometric tests, we have noticed that our mind functions differently when it is
Hmm.
in its normal state, or when it is in its stress state, so-called stress state. And
Hmm.
when we start a new journey, stress is inevitable.
Okay.
Why? Because when you start your entrepreneurship journey, you realize, oh my God, I don't know how to market my product. I don't know
Hmm.
whether this product is going to be, liked by the customers or not. I have
Hmm.
no idea about the customer. I have no idea about my target audience. Okay. So
Okay.
now, when you enter into the market with this kind of mindset, it just happens that you are in your stress, and this is something like there is an information overload on your hardware, and you
Hmm.
you you know
Hmm.
you just land up crashing, right? And it
Okay.
happens with the anyone. Whenever you enter into a new thing, you will definitely face that hardship first. Why? Because you're not comfortable doing that.
Hmm.
It's a new scenario, it's a new uncomfortable thing which is bound to happen. And if in case you start enjoying this uncomfortable situation for persistently, for a long time, then you become consciously or unconsciously competent in doing what you're doing.
So I think you are right on that, madam. But what is happening over the years, there seems to be a burnout issue which is been talking. We've been talking on every level. People say they are stressed, they are burnt out, and the entrepreneurs and the executives also can relate to it. How do we address pain points like burnout, stress that entrepreneurs and executives can relate to? Where some of the most surprising lessons we have learned?
Thanks for asking that. Yes, burnout is a major issue. The reason is that we are not doing it by narrowing it down.
Hmm.
We want to work at the broader scale. Okay. So
Okay.
I want to do everything together. Okay. I should do
Hmm.
this also, that also, etc., etc. Everything, when you're doing it on your own, you don't realize that there are certain things where you are really good,
Hmm.
but there are certain things where you need to learn certain things and you need to hire more people who can
Yeah.
be better than you, right? So we realize this very late when we start our entrepreneur journey. Then we realize this thing very late, that okay, this is not my cup of tea. I should not
Hmm.
be doing these things. I should be
Hmm.
stick to those things in which I am good. If
Okay.
I'm not good in making systems, I should hire a personal assistant, right? So that I am investing my time in those activities which are making me feel happy, right? And when you are happy, there is no question of feeling burnt out. This is something like, you have to make your work effortless.
Uh, you are bringing up a very critical point, because I think in as many as leaders and speakers, authors, what I've read is, when you do something with passion, you don't get stressed and burnt out. So that's the point you're driving, is what I think. Am I right in saying that, Dr. Priti?
Absolutely, absolutely. See, if a person likes painting, let's say, okay,
Hmm.
and he is painting, he's drawing, he's doing all those things, he's playing with colors, he will be in his playfulness mood, right?
Hmm.
But now, if
Right.
someone tells him to market his painting or to sell his painting,
Hmm.
selling is a totally different skill. Marketing is a totally different skill. Now, this person
Yeah.
has no idea about it. He must
Hmm.
hire somebody who can do this thing for him so that he
Yeah.
can enjoy what he's doing. The
Hmm.
main issue is not that it's difficult for them to hire, but we give more importance to that money which we have to pay at that point in
Right.
time in the beginning, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And so
Hmm.
we start doing certain things. But honestly speaking, when we talk about manifestation, and when
Hmm.
we are manifesting this, entrepreneurial growth in our life, and when we are doing those things which we don't like, we
Hmm.
land up getting frustrated in doing those things which we don't like.
Right.
And because our current reality is attracting the vibration of frustration inside us, that's the reason instead of making more money, we start losing money,
Losing. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
This is something like, you're putting a seed inside the earth. And
Hmm.
as you start, as that seed starts germinating, as it is going to give you fruits, then
Hmm.
you will like it. Otherwise, what will
Yeah.
happen is that you will be, digging up the earth again and again and finding out whether it is germinating or not.
Yeah. Now, looking at that very critical point, that inspiring people have always had a balance that they do, right? While we look at, how do we look at the challenge of balancing innovation and profitability, which you just spoke about, saying that marketing is a different pointer, sales is a different pointer, but how do we look at innovation balancing with innovation and profitability?
Okay. So, entrepreneurial journey is something like, you can say, experimentation,
Okay.
right? So, if you are not scared of experimenting, only then you can innovate, right?
Okay.
Because when you are innovating, you have no idea about its results, whether people are
Hmm.
going to like it or not. You have no clue about it.
Okay.
It can be an expensive decision also. But
Hmm.
when you are effortless in doing what you are doing, you will be creating different ways. You will be
Yeah.
creating new avenues every single day. So when I talk about DNA, it's basically developing new avenues.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
so that way is what happens is that if you want to create in the balance between innovation and profitability, I believe that you must give yourself time to test your product. Even Haldiram, when it innovated that product, it also. Are you there, Prem Kumarji? Okay, never mind.
Madam, I'm there. I am looking at another comment that has come, so I just brought you
Okay,
on the screen.
okay,
Yeah,
that's
go
that's
ahead.
wonderful. So even Haldiram, and he was just 11 years old. Just imagine that boy. He tested the sample of his bhujia, which he changed the ingredient, and he wanted a crunchy flavor in that, right?
Yeah, yeah, right.
So he innovated that idea, and when people liked it, in fact, he started giving that bhujia as sample with the other Bikaneri bhujia, right?
Hmm.
So he was not thinking about the profits in the beginning. He wanted to test the product, which is a very, very important point here. So
Yeah,
in the beginning, you are not willing to see the profitability. You're willing to test your results. If the results are good, then only you are going to launch that product in the market. So sample
yeah.
testing is very, very important for all the entrepreneurs.
Okay. So there should always be a test environment which we test about innovation and see how we market that. Then we bring the pointer where we see the analysis that we have done based on the product launch or the test segment that we have done, and based on which we are looking at how the profitability could look at for that period of time that we have said. And if today we are doing this could be a bigger growth going forward. That's how you are saying balancing is happening, right?
Absolutely. If you really see the big corporates, they're also
Mhm.
doing the same thing. They will always
Okay.
test their products first.
Hmm.
And during their testing phase, there is a possibility that they might give that product for free,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Okay.
So we also
Yes.
need to test our markets in that sense and give our sample products as free to some set of customers.
Hmm.
Okay, so that we test the results first, then we can show our results to people, and then people will get attracted because they know that you are giving results, and you will also be in that high vibration mode. Wow, if I can give result to these people, I can give result to anyone.
Yeah. And now, taking that with balancing of profitability and stuff, the entrepreneurs always are in a fear of failure. If you really look at the point is, when you start, how do we look at looking at people who are working for me, and how do I look or take care of them? That is the fear which is always there rather than the product stuff. If you really look at how can they use their mind reprogramming to shift their perspective from failure into learning opportunity.
Okay, so first of all, when we are talking about innovation, we need to keep aside this fear of failure. Please test your market with a small sample. Okay.
Okay.
As far as
Okay.
there is a question by Vinay Tiwari ji, let me answer that question. Then I'll come back to your question also. How many years of
I'll
patience
bring it here. I'll bring the
is
question. Yes.
required to
Yeah.
give justice for a new venture? For a new venture, again, till the time you are not getting your results for a smaller sample, so that
Hmm.
you have that confidence in you to tell people, look, this is the result I'm giving. Okay, with that vibration inside you, when you have that high vibration, honestly speaking, because I teach manifestation also, when you are so confident and resonate with your results, honestly, universe is going to give you whatever you want. The years of patience are basically till that time when we are not ready to receive. Okay, that's a hard fact to understand, but because of my first failed startup, I can say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vinay sir, hope this answers your question, sir. I think what you said was very true, Priti ji, because uh, I'll tell you a recent example where, without the manifestation and receiving thing, I was getting my daughter admission done for NEET. She's joining the medical institute here in Bangalore, and There were some pointers where I had asked for funds, and the funds so happened that it is there, but it's not in my hand. Okay, and this has been there for last 15 20 days that I've been trying to do, and because of that neat issue that happened, the date got postponed and postponed. I also had that luxury saying that somewhere kahin pe adjust kar dunga. It happened, and suddenly the deadline was given as 4th of September to fill the fees. Till 4th morning, 10 o'clock, I didn't have the funds. The moment they announced that it has to be paid, in half an hour I had the funds.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And the craziest part was that we were able to close all that work. That is what I think manifestation is. We've been praying to for her to get a seat. So we got the seat. Money was not there. We had the money. There was something which it is not in the hand. That's all. The point is, we were worried if it delays, what happens? Am I a failure? I'm talking about failure here again. So I'm referring to that point. Am I a failure for all the career that I have done, about 26 years of my career? I was not in a position to put my daughter into a school, medical school admission where she's got the seat on her merit. Now, is that what I was thinking? There's something which is going to happen, and that is going to happen. I know you will get into the college. I know there is something which is happening. I know that money will come, but it is not coming to the hand. But once the result was announced, see how the universe brought me. I recalled you many, many times when I had this money coming. In that 3 hours of time, we were able to pay the fees, get the documents verified. She had everything ready, and she had to go and join the college. So
Beautiful, beautiful.
we did it on 4th. After we finished, the date got extended to 6th.
Wow, that's wonderful. So
Then,
Vinayji is saying, is that declare first and figure out later? Vinayji, you have to set the intention. That's it.
yeah.
See, we are made up of electrons, protons, and neutrons. Do you agree? So there
Vinay,
is
you want to join us on the session? I'll share the link here. Join us. We can have a live chat with Priti ji. I'm just sharing you the link. If you can join us there, we'll bring you on to the stage and we can have a very meaningful session here, Vinay ji. I have put the link here on chat. If you can join that, I'm putting it on LinkedIn as well. Please join us. Anybody has a question, we can have you talk to Priti ji directly.
okay. So he's saying he has 10 minutes. So you asked
Okay.
some question about teams, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have 10 minutes, you want to join for 10 minutes, you're most welcome, Vinayji.
Okay.
Never mind. You asked
Yeah.
the question about fear of failure as well as team building, right?
Hmm.
So when we talk about team, there are, we generally see that knowledge, what kind of knowledge that person has. It's
Hmm.
very important to check his attitude first. What is the person's attitude? Why
Yeah.
is he, is he willing to, is he willing to grow, or is he
Hmm.
willing to learn? Is he curious about asking questions? I mean, curious about your product? Is he curious about company? So we have to check that curiosity also, along with whatever knowledge or skill he is having, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
once you start checking this, and this is not going to happen for the, if you are hiring a person and he's showing you all the things which he is having, so there is a possibility of changing or firing that person there and then within no time. The reason is that whenever you feel that this person is not up to the mark of your expectations, and when now you want to fire him, it becomes very difficult, because we Indians are very emotional, right? That
Yeah.
if we are going to fire, this is going to happen, etc., etc. I have invested my time in him. Now you just think about it, feeling frustrated, because of the employee is going to create a negative environment in your surroundings, right?
Yeah.
One employee who's like a bad fish in the pond, he's going to spoil other fish also, right?
Yes.
Now you must have a proper SOP in hand where you can show him this. These are the this is the appraisal form. You fill it yourself, and you let me know that on these criterias, are you able to deliver me results?
Okay. Yeah, we have Vinayji on the call. Vinayji, over to you.
Yeah, yeah. So I think my question was more to do with, let's say, I'm planning something for myself, right? So first I have to decide like this is what I want to do. So rather than like thinking like, okay, will it happen or will it not happen? Do I have these things in place or not? Like as Prem Kumar ji said, right? So they didn't know till last moment, right? Whether where it will come from, right?
Yeah.
So I believe like we end up becoming perfect, right? Oh, we have everything in place. It's like a wedding planning. So what I was talking is like take the step forward and then figure out later, right? How that needs to be done, right? If there
Absolutely.
may be failure, right? You
Yeah.
should be ready to fail.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. But the thing is like you'll have to declare like, okay, I'm moving forward, right? I'm going to do this, right?
Yeah.
No matter what, and then figure out later, right? How it will happen.
Okay,
That's
so
what I
let me
was.
give
My
you
question was.
example. Yeah, Vinayji, let me give you the example of a tunnel. Okay, so
Right.
entrepreneurial journey is like a tunnel. Now you know that
Right.
the end of the tunnel is having the light, right?
Right.
And when you enter into the tunnel, you feel that it is so dark. How would I move?
Right.
So one thing is that we don't step inside the tunnel because we feel that it is going to be tough, right?
Right. Right.
And once we enter into the tunnel, at least we can see the next step.
Right.
That's the whole idea. If you can figure out the next step, start walking, because at the end of the tunnel there is light.
Right. That is true.
Very important insight there, Priti, there. We have Dr. Shekhar Pawar who's put a question here. So, do to do business in India through, as there are many problems, I had hardly any big companies pay small vendors at time. Few payments delay 1 year. Second, as you want to sustain relations with some companies, you can't file a case against those. So, yeah, your view.
Okay. So, Dr. Shekhar Pawar, see,
Yeah.
if we talk about manifesting business growth or reprogramming our mind, it's very, very important to understand one thing. What is true for you is only true for you because we give
Hmm.
meaning to things. So there is no reason of doing things. Basically, we are not looking for reasons. What meaning are we given to are we giving to a situation? That matters a lot. We resonate with this meaning that to do business in India is tough.
Hmm.
But then we can see so many examples who are doing business, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So when we say that hardly any big companies pay small vendors, but that means you allowed them to see that part of you who was willing to take that plunge in the sense that, okay, you can mess with me.
Ah,
Okay. So
okay.
when you resonate with this idea that you can mess with me, people will mess with you, right? Because in the past it has happened, it will keep on repeating itself. That's the science of manifestation, because it says whatever whatever frequency you are in right now in this situation, you are attracting this similar situation again. So if it is a
Hmm.
repeated pattern, you need to reprogram your mind again to work in the different direction. So first of all, we have to feel that what is that thing that I'm feeling right now. Do I feel that doing business is difficult in India? Is this the meaning I'm giving to this thing, this situation? Then yes, you will be creating more situations like that you will feel that doing business in India is tough,
Hmm.
or getting the payments is tough, because again and again from your past experiences, your mind is picking up the same reference point. Okay, reference point in the sense it has a checklist. Your subconscious mind is having a checklist. The checklist says that in the past you had difficulty in asking for the payments, right? And
Hmm.
because of which, this time also, your subconscious mind is going to create the similar situation where you will find more such people, that
Hmm.
that it will become so difficult for you to ask for the payment again, right? So
Yeah.
this, there you need to reprogram your mind. This is like, if I tell you to look at the green color around you, let's say, or brown color around you, so your mind will seek brown color only, you will not seek any other color,
Hmm.
right? And because your mind is in the autopilot mode due to its past experiences, it will be seeking such people only. So that means out of 100 people, if you think that people are not trustworthy, your mind will take you to those people only who are not trustworthy. It's not that all the people are not trustworthy, you know. So that is
Yeah.
the science of manifestation. That is where I'm telling you that whenever you do something new, start reprogramming your mind. The older software is not going to work there.
So we are checking. We are re-talking about the compatibility that has to be done. Yeah. Okay. That's another point of the Debolian saying. Important to take a plunge and figure out each step ahead of you. So that's the point I think he's giving for the discussion that we are having. Thank you for that, Mr. Sen. Uh, Coming to our pointer again, how how do we look at entrepreneurs use creative mindset reprogramming to adapt rapidly evolving changes, especially when we talk about evolving changes in digital areas such as AI, remote work, and market disruptions.
Say, upskilling, upgrading yourself is not only important for entrepreneurship, it is important in each area of your life.
Hmm.
In each area of your life, you have to upskill, you need to upgrade yourself, otherwise, you will be replaceable.
Yeah,
And human beings are replaceable, right?
right.
Yeah, Vinayji, I'll definitely tell you. I'll definitely discuss how we can reprogram. So, what happens is when we talk about innovations, when we talk about changing with the trends, it is something which is an important part, which is definitely an inevitable part in our journey. So we should take out time every single day for that R&D.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
so there has
Hmm.
to be a you can say 20-minute magic,
Okay.
20 mm, you can just say, because reprogramming your mind is building your habits basically. When Vinay ji is
Right.
asking about those habits, it is simple habits which you can build. So one of them is give 20 minutes magic to your business by
Hmm.
working on the R&D and doing those things which are changing with the trends, right? So
Yeah.
that is very, very important. So reprogramming here means developing those habits by with a step by step approach. Because every single day, if you are doing certain things which are going to help you in creating your business, I think those are very important tasks, and we must do.
Vinayji, you have another question, Vinayji?
Okay,
Okay.
let me give you example also for this thing. If we talk about reprogramming your brain, reprogramming your mind, I take the example of a small child. Let's say you have a small child, let's say,
Hmm.
okay, and he's playing with a toy, let's say, okay, and you bought a new toy for that child, okay.
Okay.
When you bought a new toy, you want that child to play with a new toy, but the
Hmm.
child is not willing to drop that older toy, right?
Yeah.
Now what happens is that you are going to either involve yourself in that uh, playful act with the child, or you will observe, you will keep your new toy there and you will observe that within maybe within 10 minutes or 20 minutes he will leave the older toy and he will pick up your toy. There is a possibility of that. Third is when when you are becoming playful with that boy, that child, that let's play together, right? So
Hmm. Hmm.
you're just giving him rewards for doing those things, right? That if you play with this toy, I'll give you a chocolate, right? Now, let me tell you, my dear friends, our mind is exactly like that child.
Hmm.
It is exactly like that child because we learned all the responses when
Hmm.
it was when my mind was 3 to 4 years old, because it learned all its responses, fear, success, everything. It learned there, right? And we are just repeating those responses till date. So
Hmm.
physically we are grown up, but my subconscious mind is still a 7 years old child. So
Yeah.
if a 7 years old child is not reprogramming and becoming an adult like us, it is very difficult for us to pick up anything. It's not only about entrepreneurship.
Now, what could be some of the challenges entrepreneurs fail while they try to unlock creativity or innovation? How can mindset reprogramming help them avoiding such issues?
First thing is their resonance with their own selves.
Okay.
Very, very important thing. If
Hmm.
they resonate with this thought that innovation or creating something is a waste of time,
Hmm.
they will never do that. And we have seen companies like Nokia, Kodak,
Yeah.
Beer, they
Hmm. Hmm.
never tried new things, and we have seen the results, right?
Yeah.
So when you're not trying new things because you don't resonate with that idea, so first thing is that you have to create that resonance within yourself, that I am innovating this because I have to create something new. Because if you
Hmm.
really listen to Earl Nightingale
Yeah.
in the video, in the audio called The Strangest Secret,
Yes.
so he says that creativity is the only thing through which we can achieve new heights.
100%. Right, bang on. You took Earl Nightingale's very important point, the strangest secret. It's one of the top discussed topic, or the strangest secret had done wonders the age about when he started itself, about 60, 70 years back. Looking back at that, what are some known unknowns you encountered, and how did we overcome these blind spots in your business journey, man?
Okay. So, yes, I had a failed startup. And
Mhm.
from that journey, I learned a lot. First thing was that you should not be doing those things for which you are not programmed for,
Hmm.
right? So, I started hiring some freelancers for that thing.
Okay.
First thing I learned that. So, my blind spot, first of all, I recognized was working on my self worth.
Hmm.
I was
Hmm.
not working on my self worth. I was not willing to, ask for the price in the beginning. I was not willing to work on myself before, going to places. But then it just happened in due course of time. After that failed startup, I realized that, see, I am giving results.
Hmm.
What is that thing that is stopping me? And then with the help of some mentors, because I realized one more thing, that people who are successful, make them your mentor.
Yeah.
It's very, very important to find a mentor for yourself who can handhold you, who can take you there where you want to reach, and he makes your journey faster. Okay. And then it just happened, and I'm just loving my journey right now.
Wonderful, man. Now, looking back again, how can one's experience, what most common challenges the startups and seasoned entrepreneurs face trying to implement innovative ideas? One is looking at innovative idea approaches, but implementing those innovative ideas also is a challenge for most of the seasoned entrepreneurs and startups. How can mind reprogramming play a role overcoming these barriers?
Okay. So here I would say that NLP, neuro linguistic programming, can help because it's very important to create a well framed outcome of what you are trying to do.
Hmm.
Technically, operationally, whether that product is feasible or not,
Hmm.
marketability, is your product having marketability? So you are asking those questions which are very important. What kind of
Right.
pain point is it going to solve? Is
Hmm.
this innovation going to add some more value Is it going to facilitate the customers? Is it going to help people in creating something which was not there in the market before? Right? So you're asking all these questions, and all the answers are giving you a well framed outcome of that
Hmm.
product, what you are bringing in, right? And
Yeah.
innovation, not necessarily you have to innovate a product. Let me give you this concept which I was giving in my training program also. This is cross industry collaboration.
Hmm.
Instead of innovating your own product, if you can just let's say collaborate with a industry which is not your industry,
Hmm.
you can again create a new product with a new angle. Okay, and it's
Yeah.
very very
Yeah.
important. It's very very important to create this, right? Let me give you one example here. So the example is, let's say there is a organization, there is a small unit which is making utensils, let's say. Okay, so now if it is making its utensils, what happens is that if the person thinks that let me give one more utensil with this with my with the another utensil, he's not going to get the results because people are not going to buy, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Instead, if he says that I am going to create a niche product only, I'm going to market my frying pan. Okay,
Hmm.
so that is my product. I am the king of the frying pan. Okay, now he is innovating a new idea in the sense that he gets a vastu wala person. Okay,
Hmm.
a
Hmm.
vastu man, to give a normal analysis of the kitchen, that how using the frying pan can
Hmm.
add up value in their lives, if in case the fire is placed here or there. So what is happening is that there is a cross industry collaboration, and through that cross industry collaboration, you will find that there will be a improvement in his sales.
Hmm.
So innovation is not necessarily that you have to go by all those things, that engineering products and all. You can
Hmm.
innovate in any of the areas which are important for the business. That can be your operations, that can be your marketing, that can be your sales, that can be your packaging,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? So innovation, say for example Parle-G. So Parle-G,
Hmm.
the ad which they introduced right now, that was related to growing trees, right?
Hmm.
So G means genius.
Yeah.
Okay, so they are coming up with a concept. Are you
Hmm.
getting it? So
Yes. Yes.
innovation or creativity has nothing to do with capital outlay, huge capital outlay, or something like that. You can actually create anything when you are focused into creating that thing. That's it.
Very important points that we are discussing here. I would like to bring up one more point that we wanted to look at your pointers. How can reprogramming one's mindset enhance an ability to connect with their teams, customers, and stakeholders?
Yeah. Can you come up with the question once again, because there is no battery? Let me just connect my laptop, please. Just a second.
Sure, sure. You want me to repeat the question,
Yeah.
ma'am?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Can you?
can
Yeah. Yeah.
reprogramming,
Please.
yeah, yeah, how can reprogramming one's mindset, okay, enhance a leader's ability to connect with their teams, customers, and stakeholders?
Okay. See, reprogramming, as I told you, is about building new habits. Okay. So
Hmm.
initially it becomes very uncomfortable when you're trying something new, right? But slowly and steadily, when you keep on doing those things consistently and persistently, then things start changing. For example, let's say there is an employee who's not doing his work properly. Let's say,
Hmm.
okay,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
the leader calls that person and he tells him that you're not doing your things properly, this is not done, etc., etc. Now this person who is not in a good mood, good frame of mind, he's not going to take that take a good feeling about it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you really see the example of IBM, let's say we take the example of IBM here. So what happened in IBM, that a senior most employee was told he messed up with some, you can say, with some decision, and
mm,
there was a 1 million dollars loss which the company bore, right? So
mm,
what
mm,
happened was that when his seniors called him, and this gentleman, he was scared that they will be firing him. And
mm,
when the seniors asked him that, do you know why we have called you? So he, he just said that probably you want to fire me. So the
mm.
seniors said that we have just invested $1 million in your education. Do you really
Yeah,
think that we are going to fire you? So that
yeah,
is leadership. We are scared of small losses. This was a huge loss by the organization. And now that person took the responsibility of that loss, and then he created profits for the company. Okay. So this is about, again, being human centric. Whenever you get into these things, whenever you have to deal with your clients, become human centric. I was listening to Ramesh Agrawalji from Agrawal and Packers. Now he
mm,
also told, in his speech, he was telling people, and I was sitting in that event, and he just said that one of his clients complained that his TV got damaged, even
mm,
after 6 months of this delivery. Okay,
mm,
and there was no such clause, no such policy where they could replace that thing. But when they understood the cause, and the cause was because of some problem, some issue with their packaging,
mm.
they replaced that TV of the client even after 6 months. So he just said
Oh,
that when you are giving that kind of you can say importance to your clients, to your teams, naturally you're going to grow big. Okay, it's just that we give more importance to small set of money. ये बहुत ज्यादा important है. Why? Because we are programmed like that. We don't realize the manifestation again in terms of money, the kind of relationship we have with our money. It is going to improve our flow, and that's for sure.
Madam, I have Dr. Shekhar Pawar, who's also our podcast speaker, and he's been a guide with us.
Yeah.
Shekhar he's the founder of Secure Block, and
Hello,
he,
Shekhar.
he,
Yeah, thank you.
he's been on news of late on many reasons for the cyber security incidents that have been happening. So
Okay.
he spoke about Office 365 issues, and he has been doing a lot of research. And on many of the podcasts, he's been there with us. Shekhar sir, over to you. You
Yeah.
had the question.
Yeah. So, ma'am rightly said many things are related to our mindset. And I'm not from business family. We are all from job family. And I switched my career from as a manager from Capgemini to the business, and I completed 9 years in business now. And as I would like to add something here, and I would like to ask a few questions according to your experience. So, look, there are a few communities, are business oriented communities. Like I am from Marathi background, I am from Maratha family. We are not into job, and when I started a business to convince my family, it took me 1 or 2 years. Like I want to leave the job, I settled down all the home loan, everything, and I want to start something. So everyone was saying, "Are you crazy? You are in Sweden, you are going in you are getting permanent opportunities abroad. Why you want to leave the job?" But I started something from zero, and I was doing good. But initial days, when if you are not from business community, you don't have any support because family don't understand your problems, your challenges. Everyone feels like you are a businessman, you will take Mercedes next year. It's not like that. And another thing is you don't have community support. Like many
Mm,
organizations, even in Mumbai, are biased to certain community, like Jain, Marwadi, Gujaratis. So you are a Marathi. You don't have any support, any initial assignments. You are not getting payment on time. I worked as a subcontractor with many companies. Payments were getting delayed 1 year, 2 year, like that. And you, as a small entity, you can't even file case against those. So I faced a lot of challenges in initial days, and I did my doctorate in cybersecurity. Parallel to that, I enhanced my team, and slowly I built my as a subcontractor, you can't even show client like you are so and so, or you are from this company. So there were many challenges which I faced in the initial phase, but I devoted completely into business, and I grown after 4 5 years. Then after COVID, we are again at zero because I was not having proper info to pay salaries because everyone was senior. Their home loans, there are many challenges. And then after COVID, also I started almost at zero with the lesser employees, and then I grown up. So my question too is like, I'm very positive. I'm yet today also I'm positive, but there are many things like which are related to finance which you need to manage, and if you can't maintain inflow, you can't understand digits, then you are in trouble. Second thing is, I invented something for small and medium enterprises. I during my research, I interacted with the top management of 19 countries, and I invented a new framework of cybersecurity, which is say 6 times cheaper than existing standards available in market. And I converted it into AI ML, investing crores of rupees from my packet, and I created that product. I'm approaching government, I'm approaching many organizations, many companies, but even though it is a need of hour, like you can see there are pager attacks and many things are happening, I have solutions, but government is ignorant towards it. Ministers are not responding. Many people who are having authority, they are just, yeah, it is a good thing, but they are not interested. People are not ready to invest in cybersecurity. Even thousands of rupees they are not able to willing to invest. So this kind of ignorance is there a lot, I have seen in India especially. But people are saying, why you are staying in India, you can come to US and you can settle down here. So these are the real challenges which every entrepreneur faces, because your team is demanding, family is demanding. Even though you will not take your salary, but you need to pay people, and you are working for a motive. They means I'm not going any. I'm just devoted towards my business and my achievement. I want to achieve something. I want to serve business. So I'm. So these are the real things which I have learned during this journey. And like I would like to ask you. Suppose there is a now if you look at MSME segment, more than 50% companies are not even having simple antivirus kind of solutions, and even government is not forcing them to have it. And we are working in cyber environment where, so suppose tomorrow coronavirus kind of virus will come in computers and every industry will stop working. So I, as a cybersecurity doctorate and expert, I understand we are under very high risk, but no one is supporting you. Then you are trying to struggle. You are calling many people. You are meeting in, and no one is supporting you. But you try to speak on TV. You try to speak on radio. You try to speak in the podcast like Prem sir. So I tried my best. I'm trying my best, and I knew I will succeed. I'm not going to because I have solution. I want to work for my country. I want to educate the businesses. So in such scenario, what is your views on this? So just
Okay.
thank you very much
So
for
your good name is Shekharji, right?
yeah,
Shekhar, Dr. Shekhar Pawar. Yeah.
Dr. Shekhar, are you going? Have you tested your sample product?
yeah. We already deployed it in many companies. 60 companies already have this product, and
Okay.
I demonstrated it to government also, and
Mhm.
I demonstrated it in many conferences. Like recently, I demonstrated in San Francisco conference also. Means it is not only for India; it is applicable for all the MSMEs. And I published it as a research paper. Like you are from doctorate background, so you know I have published it in 5 research paper journals. Like elsewhere, Emerald Publishing, many publishings have published this research. This research is also available as a book, and it is not a theoretical research. It is available as a software
So
online.
60 companies are already having that because you've installed. What kind of results are they giving you?
They gave very good feedback. Since last 2 years I'm doing this, and we
Mhm.
more than 1,000 companies also registered. But people, earlier I was giving it free of cost, but right now, as we need to get some inflow, we started charging like 10,000, 20,000, whatever. small amount as compared to like ISO kind of frameworks, which standards which are charging
I
to.
understand that. I understand
So
that. See,
we
right now, I feel that Dr. Shekhar, you need to change your surroundings. From manifestation point of view, I'm saying so because probably you are not moving in those surroundings who are going to understand, who are understanding your product, right? You need to change your surroundings. You have to go to those places where your product is going to be a super hit product instead of going to those places who are not resonating with that price. Think about it. Your target audience, though you are choosing MSMEs, but if you are going to go with the right channel, then only they will understand. And that surrounding, where are you going to get those surroundings? Say for example, if I am working in real estate, let's say, okay, so I should be taking a membership in those clubs where high end people are going. Okay, so when I had to change my surroundings, I joined BNI. Okay, I joined certain organizations, certain such associations where I could get those kind of people, and I started getting my results because they are the people who are going to understand your product, who are going to pay your price. You will get your self worth. You will get that addiction of selling only when you are getting the price. Otherwise, you will get that frustration, and when you are going with the that feeling of frustration, you will only create that frustration again, right? So you just check your feeling. What is my feeling right now? Am I getting very desperate? I am frustrated? Am I angry? Am I feeling bad? Am I feeling that this is not happening? Or am I feeling this is going to take hell of a time?
actually, you are right. I already did that. I missed through many challenges because there is a MSMEs are like a companies like manufacturing, chemical, whatever, the small and medium. They have their own challenges, and they are not taking cybersecurity as seriously. They don't have motive, and to
So
convince them.
just a second, because we are short of time now. Dr. Shekhar, MSMEs, say for example, Z Security. So MSME has subsidized that thing. Okay. And Z Security is available for MSMEs. MSME department has subsidized that thing. So that is available for MSMEs, maybe for free or maybe at a subsidized price. So I'm not saying that you need to go to those government officials only. You need to find out those contacts which are going to take you there. Okay. So
Yeah.
Okay, I will connect you offline also.
Yes. I think there is a larger discussion that you need to
Yeah,
have it
yeah,
with Priti. I think she can
correct.
help you out about it.
But
I'll
thank you
pass it
for
to you.
your points were very good. I like your answer for earlier question also. It is very good, very important to work on yourself because that is how daily you should be positive and you should go ahead. So I
Yeah.
do meditation, many things daily since years because it is how you will you if you are not healthy mentally and physically, then you can't serve anyone. So that is true. Thank you very much
Sure,
for
sir.
adding.
thank
I
you.
think we have another question coming from Devlin Shane. I'll bring it up here. Having launched multiple brands through my career across corporate, launching four startup with revenue focused on the paths which need to be taken, learning every day, course correction if needed, surrounded by me. So that is one pointer he's put. The second point that he has is brands through career. Okay, I think it is revenue streams fully focused on paths which been taken, learning and development. Okay, it's the same thing, but he's put it twice. I think. Yeah, that's what we have for that pointer. Any points there, Dr. Priti?
Yeah, nothing. But if you have to reprogram yourself, you just check what is your resonance, with
Hmm.
which feeling are you resonating right now. Okay, it
Yeah.
is not about in the morning if you are positive that okay, this is going to be good and this will be good. No, it's 24/7 that you are
Yes.
working on your feelings. Okay, at this point in time, what am I feeling? Start scribing, journalizing. Okay, am I feeling bad? So why am I feeling bad? From this experience, what are those things which I can carry? Should I put it in my being, or should I put it in my bin?
Okay.
Okay, so that you
An
have to
important point. Being
decide.
and bin. Yeah. Nice point there. Great insight there. Go ahead, man. Yeah, please. Sorry. Ma'am, we are running short of time, but one last question. We have about 4 minutes. I can take one or two questions which I can bring it up for you while we discuss. Given the pace of change today, what trends should the entrepreneurs should look and be aware, while how they reprogram their mind to stay ahead and on the curve?
So, need of the hour, I must say, is to resonate with your own self by using neuro linguistic programming. There are so many techniques through which they can do conflict integration, value elicitation. There are so many things which a businessman can take. There are so many tools and techniques through which he can resonate with himself. There are so many tools and techniques of manifestation. And
Hmm.
when we get into the organization in the morning, so there should be a special session, human centric session with your team.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
so every day, if you are having maybe 10 minutes session with your team, this is kind of, you should be mentoring your team. Okay, so if that
Okay.
kind of mentoring is happening, naturally the efficiency is going to improve. Okay, timely
Okay.
breaks, breathing patterns, breathing exercises in the office, changing your
Hmm.
physiology, because your physiology is going to affect your psychology. If you're in a bad frame of mind, if you just change your physiology for 2 minutes, that will
Hmm.
bring that efficiency back in you, right? So these are certain very 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 small changes which we can do in corporates or maybe in business environment, so that the environment of that organization becomes truly positive, and you are able to invite those situations in your life or in your business which are going to grow, instead of making you feel bad about certain things. So we just
Hmm.
have to feel good at any point in time. Okay, so feeling good is most important thing that I feel, that whenever we talk about innovations, curiosity, you feel good, right? But whenever we connect it with money, there is a relationship, there is a changed relationship, because
Yeah.
of which we tend to get into a negative feeling. Okay,
Hmm.
so your relationship with your money is actually defined by what meaning you are giving to that particular thing, right? That is more
Yeah.
important.
Yes, ma'am. On the final question that I have or thought of discussing with you is, what role does self awareness play in reprogramming one's mind for business success, and how entrepreneurs can have at any stage, freshers or CEOs, on this critical skill?
Okay, so this is a very very beautiful point which you're coming up with. The thing is that there is a term called observer's effect,
Hmm.
and we use this
Okay.
term very frequently in NLP. Very frequently we use this term, that whenever you observe a situation, and whenever
Hmm.
you give a new meaning to the
Okay.
situation that enters into your mind, it is now completely a changed perspective, right? So
Hmm.
self awareness is nothing but to give importance to the situation at that point in time, and looking at the situation from an observer's point of view. That's it. So that is awareness. So when you are aware about your problem, and when you are aware about the perspectives of others
Hmm.
also, you can choose what you really want to choose, rather than choosing what you were choosing because of being in that autopilot mode.
Okay. Very important point there, madam. Uh, with this, I think I just wanted to summarize on what we spoke as we are coming on top of the hour. We spoke about personal journey and the industry experience. We understood some of the pain points, how inspiring and creating while you have a balance of innovation and profitability. some of the mindset programming with actionable takeaways. Examples were discussed, addressed common fears and resilience that we took about, and highlighting mistakes and offering solutions, which we can take it from there. And how do we look at human centric leadership, which is more to look at connecting with teams, customers, and stakeholders. Also, bringing up some of the insights on how challenges these leaders and entrepreneurs face on a daily basis and how they can overcome. These are the topics that we have discussed in today's podcast, and we can reach Dr. Priti Batra. I've posted a link on the comment section. I am bringing it up as a scroll here also, where we can reach Dr. Priti Batra on this link on LinkedIn. She has her own YouTube channel as well. So you can connect with her and discuss. I think we had a great session, ma'am. Thank you for accommodating on a quick call. And as you rightly said, we manifested that this discussion should happen today, I think. So that's where we were able to bring you on to the topic and discuss about a very short notice about an hour time. Thank you for making it happen for us. And having
Thank you
you
so much.
has been
Thanks
always
for
a honor.
inviting.
Thank you, madam. And for to follow us, we are on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. We are streaming it live. Hope this session has found a value that we discussed on this point. Thank you for joining us today. The next podcast is revolutionizing rural India, how tech is empowering 1 billion voices on 20 next Tuesday. That is about we will connect there, and looking forward to see you all there on that session. Thank you for being with us, ma'am. Good day, ma'am.